What's up, people? Welcome back to the Game Week 24 preview. I'm so excited to be back talking about the Premier League after a very, very entertaining week. A lot of talk about people becoming millionaires and billionaires, and I really don't know how many people actually made millions and billions, but it really seemed and looked like everybody was crying at the end because it was expected. I really did not think it was a smart investment, even though everybody was investing in stocks, betting, saying that okay, they're going to win millions. I'm like, this thing is really not as predictable as you guys are thinking. Just because it's a lot of games, I understand it's 18 games. Though, does that mean that those 18 games, like the ones you pick, are really going to go in your favor? A lot of teams were fighting for things, and it was very, very sure that it was gonna be a very, very long day that day, and it really was a long day that day. I think everybody actually. Like, most people got the results they wanted, but they had to fight hard for it. Most people had to actually fight hard for it. Real Madrid were the only ones that actually walked away as the losers that day, which I'm really, really happy about once again. But once more, it was a very, very entertaining week because of the Champions League phase qualifiers, and job done for my club, Manchester City. Job done for us. We got the job done. I was really hoping that we would get the job done, and I'm excited that we actually did go there and do what needed to be done. And next thing is just to move on. We're already in the qualifier. We're already in the top 8, so we don't need to play any qualifiers game for any round of 16 or anything. Leave down to Madrid, Inter, Atletico and co. So let them be dealing it down. But anyways, interesting week once again, and time to talk about game week 24. I'm happy to be back talking about the Premier League because this is a very, very hot period. The league is heating up and everybody needs to sit up, or like immediately. Everybody needs to sit up, because if you don't sit up or more, you'll be caught lacking. There are a lot of very, very interesting games this weekend. Manchester City versus Tottenham, probably the toughest one. Chelsea versus West Ham, that's another tricky game because West Ham are currently on form. Arsenal versus Leeds, another very, very tricky game, but Arsenal should be winning that game. They're also winnable games, don't get me wrong. They're actually very, very winnable games. Manchester United versus Fulham, another very, very interesting game. A lot to talk about. There's a lot to talk about. So let's just quickly get into it. Obviously, you guys know how we do it here. We're going to be talking about the hottest and biggest game for the weekend. And that game for us this weekend is Manchester City versus Tottenham Hotspur. This is going to be a massive game in the title race. I repeat, this is going to be a massive game in the title race. There's every chance that Manchester City go and drop points in this match. And my expectations are that we really lock in, go into this fixture, and grab our win by hook or by crook. Get that win. I don't care if we're playing in Tottenham's home. Get that win. We need the win more than anything, because in recent times, Manchester City have really just found it hard to beat Tottenham. And I really don't like the fact that in our last 5 games, they've won 3 games and we've won 2 games. These guys are not good enough to even be beating us, but they always find a way to beat Manchester City one way or the other. Recently, because these guys are really poor. I'm not even going to lie. They're a poor side. They're currently sitting in 14th place this season. Very well below the expectations that they probably set for themselves and the expectations that everybody had for them as well. So I really feel like they really should not be beating Manchester City in this match. But knowing Manchester City is going to be a long day. Honestly, I'll be really disappointed if we drop points against Tottenham, because I won't be surprised, but I'll be disappointed because we really should not be losing against this Tottenham side. I know we tend to lose against them, even if we are playing the best football of our lives and we're on the best run of form. When we're playing Tottenham, we always have to be aware that, okay, these guys kind of know how to beat us. And why is this the case even when we're playing our football? We should be able to play our football whenever we go and play against them, whether we're home or we're away, because I just don't think they're good enough. And in this match, if we lose or draw to Tottenham, a loss or a draw for me is just bad for us. It really is bad for us. I don't really care how it looks on the table, but it's bad for us. A draw, but I don't want a draw. I don't want a loss against Tottenham. They sit 14th place in the league. They do not deserve to walk away with a point in this game. And honestly, I also feel like Pep Guardiola just needs to make sure that he does not panic. He does not panic. Pep, do not panic. Play a very, very strong side. You already know your strongest players right now. The midfield might be confusing because you don't know if you're going to play Rodri and Nico together, but you always want to play Bernardo Silva because you kind of have an addiction for him. So we understand that. So that might be tricky for you. Make up your mind. Any one of them I think is good for us. The back line, Guehi, Kusanov, you already know how it is. Nunez, you know how it is. Inuri or O'Reilly, they need to battle it out because Inuri had a very, very good performance against what's the name of these guys? Galatasaray. So playing him or benching him can be the difference in whether we actually create more chances in this game or we don't. I think Nico O'Reilly will still do the job, but Nuri, I'll really appreciate if he starts this match. Play Haaland, play Semenyo, play Cherky, any other position in the team. I don't really care. As long as you put these players there, that's really just it. And don't panic, man. Stick to the tactics, stick to the games, and we win. I really feel like Tottenham is a very, very beatable team. They've had a very, very bad run of form in their last few games. They've not won a game in the Premier League since when? Since December 28th. They've not won a game in the Premier League this year. This is a horrible side. This is a horrible side. They should not be gaining any points today in this match. They really should not be gaining any points tomorrow in this match. Sorry. So I'll be disappointed, honestly, if we lose this match. I feel like it's all in Pep's hand. If he sticks to our tactics, let them play the game, let us have the ball, create chances, bury the chances. We need to bury chances because we're missing a lot of chances. We're missing a lot of very good chances that we should be taking. We've scored the highest goals in the league this season, if I'm not mistaken. I still feel like we probably still have the highest goals. I shall know at some point in this season we had the most goals in the league, and I believe we still do. So the fact that we're missing chances like this is very, very appalling, very, very sad. And I just think if the difference between us winning this game and losing or drawing is going to be us taking our chances, because if Pep starts Turkey, he starts Semenyo, we're going to create chances. We're going to have chances to score. Let's go into this match and do what is needed to be done. Honestly, I don't want to talk too much about this match, but Pep, the most important message is do not panic. The next game we're going to be talking about is Leeds versus Arsenal. Obviously, Arsenal won their last match against Kairat Almaty. Very, very good win for them. It meant that they've won 8 games straight in the Champions League. And I just want to say that's very, very commendable, if I'm being honest. Very, very commendable outing for them in the Champions League. Clean sweep, respectable. But now it's time to actually focus on the Premier League. And are they going to draw points in this match? They really shouldn't, because they are playing a Leeds side that they absolutely trashed last year 5-0 in the first game, and they are going away from home in this match, so it's obviously going to be a tough game for them. Every game in the Premier League is tough. It really just depends on how much Arsenal want this league. If they want the league, they have to go and win tomorrow. In fact, if they want the league, they can't drop any more points. But me, I'll be there. I'll be there if you guys drop points. I'll be there if you drop points. I really hope that's me hoping that we win against Tottenham, of course. I think we have a tough run of games. So Arsenal, by all means, this might be your chance to actually claim the league, because yeah, you can't afford to drop any points right now. Leeds are a side that are currently sitting 16th in the league. They really should not be troubling you. If you really are the best team in the league, you should be winning this game comfortably. Maybe not even concede any goals, create chances, score. One thing about us now that everybody's talking about is that they are struggling to create chances. I still think they can create chances. I just think they don't do it enough. And I think they rely a lot on corner kicks, set pieces, when they can't create chances. And that's my problem with Arsenal. Everything else about Arsenal is set. They have a very, very strong side. And I'm hoping that they lose this game, but I really feel like it's going to be a win for Arsenal. I feel like they're going to win like 3-1, maybe. I feel like Leeds will probably score, but Arsenal will definitely be needing and wanting to win this game for sure. Let's quickly move into the next game, Chelsea versus West Ham. Why does it feel like Chelsea are about to sell this game? I feel like they're going to drop points in this match, if I'm being honest. Don't get me wrong, they're on a very good run of form right now. I think the players are building good rapport with Liam Rosenoir. I think he's a good manager. I think he obviously still needs to make sure that his tactics are solidified, his team, he knows his first starting 11, because I don't think there's that much rotation that can happen within this Chelsea side, because if they make too many rotations, I feel like they'll start to lose games. I feel like he needs to make sure that he knows his consistent 11 players he can trust. I know right now he knows he can really trust Joao Pedro to come and step up for him. He's stepping up for him right now. He's having more confidence, and I feel like if Joao Pedro believes that the manager believes in him, the team is playing for him. If Cole Palmer is playing with him, I feel like he's building a very, very solid relationship with Palmer. I feel like obviously Caicedo, very, very undisputed in this Chelsea side, being their best player this season. Enzo Fernandez sitting beside him and just making sure that his defense is unlocked, because I feel like they made some mistakes against Napoli. They're looking shaky at some times during the game, but I do still feel like against West Ham, who are actually on a good run of form, they've won their last 3 games. They are going to want to come into this match and try and get something from it, which I feel like I'm smelling that Chelsea might or can go and draw this game. I feel like it can end in a draw, because I don't know. I just feel like it's about time Chelsea slips up. I just feel like it's really about time that they slip up, because they are on a pretty good run of form, man. Since Liam Rosnar came into the team, I think he's won all his games bar the one against Arsenal in the FA in the Carabao Cup semi-finals first leg, and I still think they did pretty well to try and bring that game back. So there's every chance that Chelsea win this match. In fact, they are favourites to win the match. Obviously, they need to win the match because the top 4 race is very, very tight. In fact, the top 5 race is very, very tight, because everybody is literally very, very close on points, and fumbling right now is not acceptable in the league. I think everybody is very, very aware of this. Fumbling right now is not acceptable at all. So that's why I feel like Chelsea are definitely going to want to do everything in their power to win this match. I feel they are going to win, but I can just smell them actually dropping points in this match. And that's why I'm going to predict that this match will end in a draw. I'm hoping. I don't really have any business with Chelsea, to be honest, but I think this match is going to end in a draw. But let's see how it goes. The next big game of the weekend that we're going to be talking about is Liverpool versus Newcastle. This is going to be a very, very epic game. I'm going to be there all in watching this game, because I just feel like something is going to happen in this match that will tilt the title race again this weekend. I feel if Liverpool are serious, they need to go and win this match. What's it called? Anfield is no longer what it used to be. This season, Anfield, they've dropped points against very, very small teams. So I'm already expecting that Newcastle are going to feel like they can definitely get a point in this game. In the last 5 games, head to head, Liverpool have definitely, they have the edge over Newcastle. Definitely, they've won 3 games, they've drawn 1. Newcastle have only won 1. But I do still feel like Newcastle have every right to go for this game. They are 3 points behind Liverpool, and they're going to want to be fighting to get into the top 5 as well. Why not? I feel like they had a very beautiful performance against PSG. They're a strong side. They have the players that can compete at the higher level. So I feel like this game is going to be very, very important in the top 5 race. I think Liverpool, I feel it's going to end in a draw. Liverpool are not the side that I expected them to be this season. And even though they absolutely trashed Karabag, I do feel like this game against Newcastle, they're not going to have the same leeway for sure. It's going to be a very, very tough game for sure. They do not have a right back. I don't think they have a right back. Frimpong is injured. Conor Bradley is injured. I think Gomez is injured as well. Konate is probably fit for this match. They have a lot of injuries, Liverpool, if I'm being honest. And I feel like that's a major reason why they haven't even sacked Arne Slot here, because they're probably trying to give him the benefit of the doubt, because why not? A lot of their players are injured. He's still managing to get some good results here and there, but I still feel like he needs to be sacked. I don't think Liverpool have an identity right now. I don't know what identity they have. I just think they know that they have to win matches, and they're trying their best to win the matches. But this match against Newcastle is going to be tough. It's going to be a very, very tough game for them for sure. And I just think this match will actually end in a draw. I think it's smelling like a draw, like a very, very solid draw. I think it's going to be like a 2-2, 3-3 draw. 2-2, 3-3 draw. That's what I'm thinking. But we'll see how this one goes as well. The next and final game we're going to be talking about is Manchester United versus Fulham. I think this match is going to be another important match in the top 5 race. That's why I'm saying this Premier League, you cannot sleep. Manchester United are going to absolutely need to win this match if they want to prove to the rest of the league that they are actually serious contenders, because everybody right now feels like, okay, this is Manchester United. They play a big game, they lock in, they want to win by every means. They did it against City, they did it against Arsenal. This Fulham game is a game that they definitely have to win as well. Fulham are 7th position in the league. They are 4 points behind Manchester United. They are going to feel like they can get something from this game because Manchester United has a track record of being inconsistent, and they're going to want to feed on the inconsistency of Manchester United. But I think it's going to be a game where Manchester United are going to have to show us that Manchester United and Michael Carrick are going to have to show us that they are serious contenders and they are actually not trying to lose any game, because it's good, it's understandable if you lose a game playing good ball, you created chances, but maybe you missed some chances, you lost. No problem. We'll see that, okay, you tried. But I'm not expecting a game where Manchester United are not, creating more of the chances. Maybe they might not have more of the ball because I know they like to play on the transition, and Fulham like to have the ball as well. They have really good ball retainers. I feel United are going to want to stick to their same game plan. I feel like the game plan they did against Manchester City and Arsenal can really work for them again. They should run it back. Run it back, Michael Carrick, because this match you're playing at home, Old Trafford, you're going to want to prove to everybody that you're serious contenders once again. You should be able to do it as well, because this match is going to be very, very important. You win this match, you increase your chances of staying in the top 4 again, because you're going to want to be in the Champions League next season. If you want to be in the Champions League next season, this top 5 race, you really cannot afford to lose games, and that's just the simple truth of the matter right now. So this match, I'm going to predict a Manchester United win. I think they're going to go and win this game and actually prove to people that, okay, we actually have conversations to be had here. We are actually trying to be serious contenders. I believe they're going to win this match. I feel it's going to be like a 3-1 win to Manchester United. But let's see how it's going to go as well. So yeah, that is my Premier League Game Week 24 take and predictions. Once again, I'll run us by it. Manchester City versus Tottenham Hotspur. I'm expecting a Manchester City win as always. That prediction is never going to ever change. Arsenal versus Leeds. I'm expecting a win for Arsenal because I feel like they are going to want to win this game by every single means. Chelsea versus West Ham. I predicted a draw, but Chelsea really should be winning this match. But I'm just smelling a draw. I feel like it's going to end in a draw. I think Chelsea are going to draw points, but they should be winning this match. Favorites, play the better ball, bigger team. I see no reason why they shouldn't be winning. But knowing Chelsea, a slip up is close by, unless Liam Rosenoa has something to say about it. And then Manchester United versus Fulham. I predicted a Manchester United win. And then Liverpool versus Newcastle. This is probably actually the biggest game of the weekend, but Tottenham are a makeshift top 6 side, so we have to kind of talk about them first. Manchester City, obviously, because that's my club and the love of my life. So anyways, I'm expecting a draw in Liverpool versus Newcastle, and yeah, there's so much to look out for this weekend. I'm going to be reacting, dropping my reaction, dropping my review as well after the games, and you guys should not forget to turn on your post notifications, like, subscribe, follow. Made for this sports on all platforms. You know how we do it here. I always remind you guys, and I just hope that you're doing it. And I'm going to keep making videos. I'm going to keep reminding you guys, and I'm just hoping that you find it within yourselves to just just hit the button. That's the only way you can actually support the page. If you're actually liking the videos, liking the takes, let me know in the comment section as well what you guys think about the preview this weekend, what you think is going to happen, who you think is going to win, who you think is going to lose, who you think is going to draw, your predictions as well. And yeah, I'll be looking forward to it, and I'll see you guys in the review video.